A year from now, you'll probably be scrolling through TikTok or YouTube, and you see a person who just started out, awkwardly posting their videos. No fancy cameras, no lighting, no aesthetic backgrounds. Just winging it because they're just starting and they're trying to figure it out. And in a year's time, they'll be looking like they're living your dream, getting that sponsorship, getting the brand deals. And you'll just be looking, probably hoping that it would be perfect for you to start. Finally, a perfect time, but there would never be a perfect time to start. The time to start is now. What if I told you that you can start your content creation journey where you are with what you have without breaking a bank? Would you believe me? Hi, I'm Luisa Okereke, and I help beginner content creators go from 0 to 100. I help them to start where they are with what they have and to make the most of their time. So, guys, if you think you really want to begin up on your feet and running, this video is for you. So, the first thing you need to do when you're starting out as a content creator is to ask yourself this simple question: why am I doing this? Am I doing this for the money or am I doing this for the passion? So, if you're doing this for the money, then it's an entirely different ballgame. But if you're doing it for the passion, well, that's really nice. So if you're doing it for the money, you will need to do some work. Yes, so serious research work. You're going to be looking at high-paying content niches that you can venture into because you're not here to play, you're here to hit it on the head. And if you're doing it for the passion, then you can go ahead and do whatever thing you want. Something that you know that you can do for hours, even without pay, and you still feel so fulfilled. That's a beautiful way to start. But pro content creators will merge both of them. They will merge both passion and money. So you're doing something you're really passionate about, but you were thinking so deeply on how you can optimize that or how you can utilize that to the highest form in order to make money. For example, you like cooking and you decide to start let's say creating content around cooking. So you can start targeting brands and start creating content around brands while reviewing utensils and all of that. You know that that's where the money lies, because when they see that those videos are getting the views, they are going to come after you. So here's what you need to do. Once you ask yourself the question, you start your research. You think about high paying niches that you know will get you the money. Now, the next thing you need to do is to pick a content style, and you need to niche. Now, your content style can either be short content or long content. Short content, such as YouTube shorts or TikTok videos, will get you a good audience. They will get you your audience quickly, but would they help you monetize here on YouTube? No. Would they help you monetize really fast? No, because you need the watch hours here on YouTube to get monetized. But if you have other platforms where you need to like post your content, probably Instagram or TikTok, then that's fine. You could do short content. But here's what I would advise you to do. You need to merge both. So you need to do both long content and short content, because that is how you grow followers and that is how you become monetized easily. See, most pro YouTubers will not tell you, but this is actually what you need to do to get on your feet and running. You need an audience that sticks to your video, and you also need them to stay on your video for a very long time so that you can acquire the watch hours that you need. So, guys, moving on, you need to niche. I know people will come after me. Many YouTubers have said, don't niche, don't follow them. Oh, you are just starting out and you do not want to confuse the algorithm. So you actually need to niche, because niching helps you tell the algorithm who to push your videos to. For example, there are many people who want to watch certain kind of videos. Some persons are interested in fashion, some persons are interested in cooking, some persons are interested in tech. So when you niche, that is, you're constantly posting about a particular content, it helps the algorithm pick what your content is about and push it to those that would actually watch it. And that is how you get views, because if the algorithm is confused about your channel, it might not be pushing your channel. It might not be pushing your content. So this is how the algorithm works, especially here on YouTube. It needs to ensure that you are doing a particular thing that allows it pick what you are doing and give it to the audience that require or that wants what you're doing, because you always have a market here on YouTube or any other social media platform, and you need to know who your market is. You need to know, are they for teenagers? Is it a children content? Are they for people who cook? Are they for fashionistas? Are they for... So you need to choose a specific niche and stick to it for a while. So once you've acquired the audience that loves you or loves your content, then you can explore, you can do any other thing you like. But when you are starting out, you really need to niche. So now that you have decided on what you want to do, you have to pick up your paper and your pen. Yes, so this is where the real work starts. You have to write out 50 topics that you want to do, at least 50 topics that you want to create content around, because that would help you create a content plan. Because when you're starting out, it's very easy for you to get discouraged, I can assure you. So you need to ensure that you film everything you need to film when you're starting out. So even when you're discouraged, you have no other option than to just push out the content. Yes, so because if you do one after the other, you might just get discouraged and never push the remaining content. You might not even want to film. Just imagine, just because you're starting out. But don't be discouraged, because everybody who started out once had just one view, and that view counts. It means that somebody is watching. And you need to put in your best efforts, especially now that the competition is high. You already know that people have short attention span, so you need to do everything in your power to keep them on your post, keep them locked. So what you need to do is that you write out your content ideas and you make a script. So first things first, you create a content plan, you bring out the topics that you want to talk about, and then you script each topic. Now, that's not going to be very difficult. Don't run away from it. You have so many tools at your disposal. That is why you also need to gather your toolbox. Let me tell you the truth. The truth is that your Microsoft Word and your AI tools are your best bets when you're starting out. You need to script so that you don't go beyond what you want to say and you hit the nail on the head. So once you have a topic, you script. You can prompt ChatGPT or any other AI tool to help you script. Probably you want to talk about cooking. Oh, ChatGPT, can you help me make a script for my YouTube? I want to teach people how to make cake, a tutorial video. I want to make a cake. So I want a script that helps people make a cake. Can you help me run that, how it would go, the beginning, the end, and help me get a hook? So now when you are scripting, you must include a hook. A hook is something that keeps your audience. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been in love before? How does it feel? Does it feel like butterflies are holding your tummy, or does it just feel ordinary? Have you ever been ghosted after you have been in love? So now this is a hook. It will keep my audience, because a lot of people can relate to this. They've been in love before. So they'll want to hear, what's this one talking about? Oh, yes, I've been ghosted. Something out of the ordinary, just to keep your audience going. That is a hook. So you have to include this in your prompt. And once the AI tool gives you an answer, then you can make certain edits just to tailor suit it to the kind of content that you'd want to give out. You do not have to read from your script, but the script will be a guide to what you'll be doing. As a beginner content creator, you need to script. You need to script. So the second thing you need to know is filming. I know a lot of you do not have good cameras, lighting, or even an aesthetic background, but you don't need to be scared, because most of us started like that. I started like that. In the description box in this video, I'm going to be putting out a link to a video I made on how you can use your phone at its maximum to produce premium content. Yeah, so without fancy cameras or anything, and even how you can manage your lighting, even in that your house that you don't have anything. So guys, please try and watch that video. Moving forward, you could use what you have. You can actually use the natural lights to film. It actually works. And aside that, you also need to set your camera. So in that video too, I'll be teaching you how to set your camera. But you need to know that you can start where you are with your phone, because yes, most of the videos that you see were created with phones, and you do not need to have any kind of phone. You just need a good smartphone. Once you have a good smartphone and you have your camera set, you could create content. The truth is that you need to give value. People will stay and watch value. If you have something to offer, people will listen. So in your videos, you need to be detailed. You need to tell the story. You need to show people how they would do what they want to do. Your videos should be such that when a person finish watching your video, the person does not need to go to any other video to get the answers that they require. Now, once you're done dishing out value, I also want you to know that the next thing you need to do is you need to learn how to use your search engine optimization. Yes, you need to learn how to use SEO. You need to optimize your search. So every single video that you put out, every single topic that you put out, you have to ensure that people are constantly searching that topic. You have to ensure that you try it out with friends to see that if anybody who hears it will stop for a moment. You can do a poll on WhatsApp or even Instagram just to test out your topics, just to know that, oh, there'll be engagement in it. Because there's a sense in this. So pro YouTubers will not tell you. They test out their topic. They try out things that would most likely get engagement. For example, you could put up a post on WhatsApp. How do I get a man? How do I bake a cake with just 1,000 naira? You see, such topics would get a person asking, and they bake cake in this economy with 1,000 naira. Do you get my point? So you need to test out your content. You need to ensure that people are constantly searching for the topics that you're talking about, and also go a step further to ensure that you look at the other available materials in that topic. You look at other people's videos around that topic, and then you can garner inspiration from them, then make a twist in your own, or just give out more value than what they have given. Just go the extra mile to ensure that anybody that comes to your video, that is like a one-stop video for what they are looking for. And anybody that tries to search about the content, your video will come out because you have gone to do your research and you have done the search engine optimization. You can optimize search by simply asking your AI tool to help you put out topics that are most relatable or topics that are most searched on that specific thing you want to shoot a content around. And then that would also be what you use for your thumbnails. Nobody will tell you this. And also, you need a good thumbnail. I also have a video about your thumbnails and how you can create really attractive thumbnails without breaking a bank. And I would also be leaving the link in my description box. Please, you cannot miss that. And now, a lot of people will say, oh, I don't have a tripod stand. Well, let me tell you, you can use a sticky pad. People do it. There's this thing they put on the back of a phone and you can keep it wherever, in whatever wall you have. And you said, oh, I don't have an aesthetic background. Well, you can create a little place with a small background. You can even buy a material and put it as a background in your house. You can just create your own small studio in your house. Wherever you find yourself, you can go to the market, get some aesthetic materials and just decorate a little corner of your room. It doesn't have to be too much. It just has to be enough for you to film. Trust me, it would work. People will watch your content as long as you are delivering value. And you could also learn how to save up. You can pay for a content space. There are many content spaces. If you save up, you can pay. And you can also go around asking your friends who have nice spaces to lend you their space to do your content. I used to do that when I was starting out. You see, there is no shame in starting out. You need to start now. You need to do whatever you need to do to start. Whether it means you asking for help, whether it means you saving up money to go to rent a content space to shoot your content, you need to do what you need to do. Or whether it means you starting out by setting aside a little space in your house and just decorating it, you need to start. Either ways, as long as you're dishing out value, people will stop to listen to you. And also, a lot of you will say, I don't have a mic. Oh, can I start? I don't have a mic. Everywhere will be noisy. Well, when I didn't have a mic, I used to wake up in the early hours of the morning to shoot, or better still, late at night to shoot. And once I'm done shooting, you see that everywhere is still calm. It's not as noisy as it will be in the daytime. So you can time yourself. You can look at your environment and realize when it is less noisier, and then you pick those times to shoot. And the next thing you need to know how to do is to batch create. So you need to learn how to batch create your content. For example, you can take one day and you can shoot over 5 videos in one day. Yes, so it's very possible. I do that a lot because a lot of you might be having your 9 to 5 jobs and still need to do content because you're trying to build both. Yes, so many of us do that. I do that because I'm not a full-time content creator. So I have my 9 to 5 and I have to also create content. So what do? I batch create. I look for a day, probably a Saturday, and I create everything I need for the month. I probably shoot 5 or 6 videos. See, the thing that you need to know is that you do not need to post constantly, but you need to post consistently. Do you get that? So you don't need to constantly post, but you need to consistently post. So consistently posting would mean that you have a scheduled date and time that you post your content. So when you batch create, you're able to schedule your posts. You know that if I am shooting 5 videos, I'm posting twice a week on all social media platforms. Do you understand that? And every week I have 2 videos out. Every week I have 2 videos out. That is consistency. It is not constant, but it is consistent, and that works because once the algorithm picks that you are consistent, my dear, you're on your way to having your views, your growth, and everything you want in this your content journey. Now, I'm going to end this by saying that you are one step away from becoming that which you want. You are one step away from living your dream life. Do not wait till everything is perfect because there's never going to be a perfect time. You need to start now with what you have and with what you know. Your content journey begins with you knowing what you want to do and doing it. It also begins with you starting with what you have and where you are, not giving excuses, but trying. Yes, you could improvise for the tripod stand, for everything that you need to do. Even if it means that you need to borrow gears, you need to borrow people's phone, you need to do what you need to do to get to the top. I'm advising you and I'm telling you this as a person who has been here before. Trust me, it gets better. It really gets better. You just need to ensure that you are giving value. You just need to ensure that you are not wasting people's time. Because in a time and age where people's attention span is really short, you need to hit the nail on the head and you need to do it really fast. And ensure that you're doing this with a smile on your face and with grace. So if this video has been helpful to you, kindly hit the subscribe button and also kindly comment. Tell me what you think about this video and share this to your friends who you know would also like to start this content journey but do not know where to begin. I'm always here to guide you. Thank you.